Great. You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, my name is Jorge Peláez, and I'm here to tell you that our healthcare system is broken beyond repair. And I hope to be able to provide you with information about a system in which I deeply believe in, a system that created a personal transformation in myself, and in which I deeply, deeply committed. What I have to tell you is very important. It's so important to the point that I really get nervous. And it took me years and years to reach to this point. But I was hoping to, at this point, to be able to get rid of the accent, but I think it's going to take 20 more years. So you're going to have to bear with me. If please silence your cell phones. If you need to go to the restroom, I'll give you 5 minutes. I wait. If somebody has to go, I'll wait. If not, okay. And if you have questions, please hold them at the end of the talk. I'll be more than happy to entertain them, okay? All right, so thank you. I'm a medical doctor, and I was trained in the regular medical system that most of you are probably familiar with. And I've been in that system for almost 25 years now. But I don't consider myself a healthcare provider. I think I'm a sick care provider. And there's a major difference between sick care and wellness, which is a system that I think holds the future of medicine. So let me tell you some differences about the sick care system and the wellness system. The sick care system is a system in which we wait up until you get sick. And then when you get sick, we give you pills and pills and pills. And maybe we're going to give you a procedure or two, and maybe we're going to operate on you. The problem is the healthcare, the sick care system works in an acute basis. When you have a heart attack, when you have an emergency. And immigrants like myself came to train to this country because we have the best sick care system in the world, second to none, no question about it. The problem is 80% of our healthcare budget is in chronic conditions, not in acute conditions. Do you know how many Americans suffer from a chronic condition? And by chronic condition, I mean diabetes, hypertension, heart disease. How many?
Half.
Yes, sir.
I would say half of it.
Yes, yes, you're right. 1 in 2 Americans suffer from a chronic condition. What do we do for the chronic conditions? Very little, very, very little. And I think there are many reasons why we're not doing much for it. To start with, do you think pharmaceutical companies want healthy people? No. Do you think hospitals are interested in healthy people? Maybe not. Do you think the food industry is interested in healthy people? Probably not. So there are very, very powerful interests that are not necessarily interested in your health, but probably in your money and keeping you coming back, which, you know, when it comes to pharmaceutical companies means more pills and more pills and more pills. Also, the sick care system, here's the sick care system, and here's the wellness system. The sick care system wants you to take pills, okay? And the more pills, the better. The problem is, you know how many studies we have studying polypharmacy, meaning multiple medications taken throughout time? What do they do to you? Zero. Zero. And how many times did you go to a physician and nutrition was offered?
Never.
Never. How many times relaxation techniques were discussed? Not too many. So, but we do know that nutrition is an extremely powerful tool. We do know that relaxation techniques are powerful tools, yet we don't use it. And I feel ashamed to say that, because for many years I didn't use it. The other problem is, in sick care medicine, oftentimes we go to the symptom. So you're depressed, and we give you Prozac. But is that why you're depressed? Your brain goes down in Prozac? I don't think so. There may be many reasons why you could be depressed, but we give you Prozac, and good luck coming out of Prozac. So we don't go to the root cause of the problem. The wellness systems wants to know what's causing their problem. So you are in charge. You are an expert of your body. I'm not an expert of your body. I don't heal you. You heal yourself. I can give you the tools to allow your body to heal yourself, but I don't heal you. This is the part that makes me the most uncomfortable, to tell you the truth. You know, I was told, well, if you're going to talk to people, at least you need to have a little bit of credibility, so you need to know who you are. This is the first 25 years of my career, basically, and I was blessed to train at some of the best institutions in the world. We came to this country 25 years ago, and my fellowship was at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute of Harvard Medical School. I also trained at the Cleveland Clinic Foundation at the University of Wisconsin in Madison. And I got certified in psychiatry and neurology, sleep disorders, and clinical neurophysiology. But something happened in my life around here, and I wasn't feeling well. Depression runs in my family, and I thought, well, you know, maybe it's part of my genes, maybe it's my depression. And I was exhausted, and I couldn't sleep, and I was losing weight, and on and on. So I went to my primary care physician, excellent person, excellent physician, and he did what we usually do. He examined me, and he ran some tests. And then after a couple of weeks, I went back, and he said, well, everything's normal. I thought, how many times have any of you been in that situation? You don't feel well, you go to a physician, yeah, and everything's normal. So I thought, well, you know, maybe it's in my head, maybe there's not much, maybe I'm getting old. Have you ever heard that? No, you're getting old? But I thought, I mean, there's got to be something better. So I was trying to do my own research, and that's when I started looking into anti-aging and wellness medicine. So I became certified in anti-aging medicine, and I saw light. The other difference between the wellness system and the sick care system is, before we recommend any therapy, we try it ourselves. When was the last time your cardiologist took the pill he or she recommended to you? No, not too often.
I'll find out tomorrow.
All right. All right. All right. I really like this video, and I would appreciate if you could please listen to it, because I think it portrays our current situation pretty well.
All I hear is how we're going to give more people access to the present system and how we're going to pay for it. But the present system doesn't work, and it's going to take us down. We need a whole new kind of medicine. We don't have a healthcare system in this country. We have a disease management system.
Many people have a hard time believing that these simple choices that we make in our lives each day can make such a powerful difference.
The American healthcare system, it's generating rivers of money that are flowing into very few pockets.
In the health insurance industry, at the executive level, what's most important is meeting Wall Street's expectations. And they have to. These for-profit companies, by law, have to serve shareholders. You almost forget what you're doing is providing health care.
The healthcare system is unsustainable. We're really mortgaging the future. Not just the health of healthcare, we're talking about the health of the nation.
And a community health center like where I work, the administration is telling you you need to see more patients. We're in the red. So it sounds like you're feeling really overwhelmed right now. Sorry. Don't be sorry. I can't spend the time with the patient, and you end up kind of being this revolving door. You just never get to the bottom of things.
When you reward physicians for doing procedures instead of talking to patients, that's what they're going to do, is do procedures. If I spend 5 minutes with you and put in one of these stents, I probably get paid $8,000 on up. For me to spend 45 minutes on an established visit with a patient and to try to figure out what their true problem is, I probably get paid $15. It's a completely irrational system.
30,000 Medicare recipients die each year from care they didn't need.
That's the equivalent of a jumbo jet crashing every single week. If the aviation industry killed as many people, we'd be up in arms.
How did we come to believe that the only way to treat disease is by giving drugs?
The military is a microcosm of what the problem society is having.
Soldiers' use of prescription drugs has tripled in the past 5 years.
When you're deployed, they feed you, feed you, feed you, feed you. All this stuff just to keep you going. Mission, mission, mission. Good. Medications I was on.
Most of the disease that we deal with is lifestyle related and therefore preventable. We've got to move in the direction of disease prevention and health promotion.
At Safeway, we provide incentives for people to engage in healthier behavior. We've improved the health of our workforce, the productivity of our workforce, and our own bottom line. So making money and doing good in the world are not mutually exclusive.
Here at the Cleveland Clinic, we're all salaried. What we do for a patient is dependent upon what the patient needs, not on our financial incentives.
The Army Surgeon General directed that we establish the Pain Management Task Force to take a look at alternatives to narcotics.
I'm 2.5 months out of combat. I was skeptical. So skeptical. I am a complete new person.
By accepting the fact the healthcare system is badly broken, we can seek out the escape fires, the potential solutions, and create a sustainable and patient-centered system for the future.
If you don't take care of you, nobody else will.
And I can do that.
Yeah, you can.
I can.
It makes me emotional. First of all, the way we treat our soldiers, the way we treat our people, it's almost criminal, and I don't know if that's too strong of a word. Keeping a kid like this on all those battles without even offering a different system. And I would like to paraphrase something that was said there. He was skeptical. And when I tried to leave my comfort zone of mainstream medicine, I was skeptical myself. This is the way I was trained. This is what I know to be the truth. What I've known for 25 years to be the truth. How come nobody told me any alternatives? But I do believe deeply in my heart that the wellness system is the way to go. I'm convinced, and that's why I'm doing this. So there's no question that we're being misled and the money is going into few deep pockets, including the pharmaceutical companies. And it's not making you healthier. It's not making you feel better. And there's a reason for it. And I do believe that the revolution will come from us up, not the other way around. And I do believe that we need to get active. If not for ourselves, there's somebody who depends on us, somebody who needs us to be around. This is my family. I don't know if they depend on me as much as I depend on them, but they were one of the reasons why I decided to embark in a personal transformation. And if not somebody else, I do believe that we all have story. We all have a why. I think getting healthy is not an end, but a means. Maybe you want to achieve something. Maybe you want to prevent Alzheimer's that runs in your family. Maybe you want to prevent heart disease. Maybe you want to dance again. Somebody has something they would like to do. And if not for yourself, there's a why. And we've been getting tons of misleading information. As physicians, we feel kind of lonely because we are perfect, right? We know everything. And actually, my wife is here tonight, so I'm kind of perfect, right? But, so, you know how much training we have in fitness in medical school? Hours, maybe a few days. So how are we going to advise you to exercise the right way if we are not trained ourselves? And you're on your own, and you probably saw, I don't know how they call it, the abdominizer. There's a new one coming out every year. And, you know, oftentimes when you ask, well, what should I do? What kind of exercise? Well, just walk. Well, the thing is, you've been walking ever since you were 2 years of age. And if you would like to lose weight by using that thing, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be moving fat up and down. And that's all you're going to be doing. It's not going to work. We were told that this would work. We were told that walking half an hour every day might work. But I have news for you. You need a little bit different approach. Not more, but smarter. We know today that as we get older, weightlifting or resistance training is as important or even more important than cardiovascular exercise. There's no question about it. So we need to change the approach. And I could tell you that 40 minutes, 3 times a week, will do much more for you than what you try so far, but you need to do it right. And the fact that a pill will make you lose weight or control your blood sugar, control your cholesterol, whatever, forget about it. I think I have bad news now. We need to be proactive. We need to be proactive. We need to exercise. And the dog is going to be doing okay. The owner will not get there, believe me. This is a real story. This is Dr. Jeffrey Life. He also embarked in a personal transformation at the age of 57. He's a wellness physician. He's one of the directors of Cenegenics in Las Vegas. I think at this point in his life, he was getting divorced. He was burned out. He was overwhelmed, and he was depressed. And he also said, well, I need to do something different. This is Dr. Jeffrey Life at 64, at 74, and today he's 77, and he looks better than this. So if he could do it, anybody can do it. But the thing is, it's not just outside. If you look at his blood test, it's amazing. He's extremely healthy. He's a nice guy. I mean, life is worth it at 77 with that kind of shape, isn't it? All right. Now, even if you don't have a problem, and I thought that I didn't really have any problems, I can tell you something's going on in your body right now. You know, it's like going on in a plane at 700 miles an hour and nothing seems to be moving. I can guarantee you there are things going on in your body right now. And if you don't take action, something's going to happen. The aging process will not be forgiven. But you know what? If you forget anything I tell you tonight, please remember this. You are not the slave of your genes. You're not. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. You can get healthy and you can achieve optimal health. And maybe you have an estrogen predominance or adrenal dysfunction or a thyroid dysfunction or a liver problem. It doesn't really matter, believe me, where you're coming from. You're not the slave of your genes. All right, going back to nutrition. When we take a prescription medication, what happens? The pill changes a gene. It turns it on and it turns it off. What does diet, nutrition, food do? Exactly the same. Nutrition has the same power as medications, exactly the same. Why don't we use it? Well, because it's not patented by the pharmaceutical companies. But the right diet is essential to achieving optimal health. And this is what we emphasize in wellness. Diet, exercise. Those are the two main pillars. What else? Hormones. The other thing I heard when I went to my physician is, well, you're normal or you're getting old. So that's what you get. And then I thought, well, I hope I'm going to live another 20, 30, 40 years. It's not going to get any better than this. But the thing is, and the way we were trained is, as you get older, your hormones decline. And that's normal. But that's like saying, well, you know, we're not going to treat anybody with osteoporosis because that's normal when you're old, right? So we're going to let you break your hip and we're not going to do anything about it. It's wrong. It's simply wrong. It has been proven over and over and over again that hormones are an essential part of being younger. But you need to go back to the hormone levels you had in your 30s, early 40s. So normal at the age of 55, 60, and so forth is not optimal. There's a main difference. So in wellness, we try to achieve optimal, not normal. And hormones have to be dealt with like an orchestra. There's a symphony. You cannot just give one hormone and expect to be fine. They all interact with each other. Now, when we use hormones, there are two main kinds of hormones. Synthetic hormones and bioidentical hormones. Bioidentical hormones are the hormones that your body produces. Synthetic hormones are the hormones that the lab makes and they patent. So, ladies, when you go to the gynecologist, how many times were you offered bioidentical hormones? Good? Keep that gynecologist.
I have.
Great, great. Because the thing is, the immense majority of the times you're going to be offered synthetic hormones. Premarin, Provera, Prempro, and so forth. And through hundreds, thousands of studies, I can yell. I cannot do this at home. Yes. All right. It has been proven that hormones extend health. Oftentimes, by extending health, can prolong life. They make you feel better. But the problem is, in the 90s, there was a huge study on women and hormones. And the question was, are hormones safe for women? Do they make a difference? And the question was, the answer was no. It was close to 160,000 women. No, they're not. They are unsafe. They kill women. They cause breast cancer. They cause clots and so forth. So the conclusion was, don't give hormones to women. They're bad for them. But you know what? The hormones provided during that study were provided by the pharmaceutical companies. They were synthetic hormones. So as they were not profiting with the synthetic hormones, the conclusion was all hormones are bad. And study after study has proven that that's simply wrong. It has been calculated that ever since we stopped using bioidentical hormones for women. Close to 90,000 women died because of the lack of hormones. Died. So, and the other problem is that we assume that we do a blood test and you're normal and then we leave you alone. But again, normal doesn't mean optimal. For instance, for guys, testosterone. Testosterone has a normal range from 300 to 1200 in some labs. So maybe you have the test and then they're going to tell you, well, you know, your level was 250. You're normal. But you know what? I want to be there. I want my testosterone to be there. I don't want to be here. But the problem is, we didn't used to treat it when it was normal. But you know, the next question is, what do you mean by normal? They're comparing me to a bunch of 85-year-old guys that have nothing against the 85-year-old guys, but that's not optimal. It also matters how you test it, because we know that in order to give the right hormones, the right dosages, we need to know how to test it. Cortisol is a hormone of stress. And oftentimes, they don't test it in saliva, which is where you should be testing it, because many hormones fluctuate, change throughout life, throughout the day. So if I check cortisol here, it's going to be completely different than if I check it here. So the right way to do it is with a 4-point salivary cortisol test, because I can give you multiple examples when people are okay here, but then we check it there and there and there, and they're very low, okay? And this is related to something called adrenal fatigue. Adrenal fatigue is a concept that some of my colleagues say, well, what is that? Where do you see that? That's the other problem we see in mainstream medicine. We have white and we have black, nothing in between. There's no grays, okay? Adrenal fatigue is a gray that helped me get my life back. When you're constantly stressed, you basically challenge your adrenal glands. And you tell your adrenals, produce cortisol, and more cortisol, and more cortisol. Then at some point, the adrenals are going to say, hey, that's enough. I'm going to go on strike here. So they're not going to be producing cortisol anymore, and then you're going to start having this problem, okay? And you're going to have difficulties losing weight, and you're going to have difficulties falling asleep, and you're going to have very poor energy. But unless you check this, you're not going to know. You're never going to know. Right here, we are in a toxic environment. The carpet, the lights, the painting. I mean, we live in a toxic world. So any starting point for a wellness system is detoxification. Because if you want to allow your body to heal itself, you need to allow your body to get rid of all the toxins that you've been accumulating throughout life. There was a very interesting study that proved that, I mean, they tested the umbilical cord in babies, 89 babies. No, I'm sorry, I don't remember how many babies. But they found out that on average, there were 89 toxins present in the umbilical cord. So that's from the get-go. So we need to get rid of all the burden we have accumulated through the years. And we need to get rid of the emotional stress, the emotional toxin, the psychological pollution. You cannot be healthy if you're anxious all the time. And you know what? It can be achieved without drugs. It can. The other, one of the main points for which a health system fails is because it doesn't have the right coaching, it doesn't have the right mentoring system. I really, really have a hard time exercising. It takes a lot of me. I don't like it. It's boring. I don't like to go to the gym. But you know what? My son, he's my coach in exercising. I need him every now and then. okay? And these are my parents. My mom is alive, and I still get her advice on a regular basis. And my dad passed away when I was 17, when I was a teenager, from brain cancer. That's what made me go into neurology. And he's the reason why I'm doing this. He created himself a personal transformation. He was the son of an immigrant. They were very poor. And as I said, depression was rampant in my family. My grandfather committed suicide when he was 16. He lost 2 brothers when they were teenagers. But in spite of that, instead of being an angry guy, he was a funny guy. He became a philosophy professor. He was an athlete. And I wish I knew then what I know today. And I think one more teenager have a parent. But even now, as I'm saying this, I can feel his support. All right, so going back to the sick care system is, I know everything, I tell you what to do, take this pill, see you back in a couple of months. But that's almost like a lack of respect. You might know better than I do at that particular time what you need. So one of the main differences between the regular model and the wellness system is to empower, I wouldn't call it the patient, the partner. So if you know what you're going to be doing, you're not going to depend, you're not going to be a slave of a physician or a sick care system. You're going to take care of your health. And part of the curriculum in wellness is education. We emphasize on education. So the problem is, how many of you tried to lose weight at some point in your lives? How many of you felt I had to go back? I mean, losing weight is easy, but oftentimes you don't have a system that puts it all together. And the system is detox, hormonal replacement, supplements, exercise, and mind-body connection. So if we can put all the pieces together, I cannot really think on any better way to achieve optimal health. Now, as I said, I'm not doing medicine because health is a means, because it allows people to do whatever they would like to do. So, if you thought of yourself as a healthy person, what would you do? What would change in your life? You can close your eyes and say, well, you know, wow, I can picture myself climbing a mountain. And I saw a lady the other day, she's close to 90, and she was able to climb a mountain with her grandchildren. But you should see her commitment. She started the wellness path a while ago. But the reason why she started the wellness path wasn't because she wanted her cholesterol to go down, wasn't because she wanted her blood pressure to be perfect. She wanted to climb the mountains with her grandchildren, and she did. Can you do it? Yes. I could do it, so you can do it. But of course, I listened to Suzanne Somers last year when she talked at the American Academy of Anti-Aging, the International Congress, and she was saying that her friends in Hollywood, obviously money is not an issue there, were seeing the best physicians in the world, but through a fragmented system. They were seeing the nephrologist, and they have 4 pills with a nephrologist, and 4 pills with a cardiologist, and 5 pills with a gastroenterologist. And of course, as a neurologist, I look into this. Below this, I don't know. And cardiologists look into this, and gastroenterologists look into this, like if it were complete separate parts. So we guide you into pills and pills and pills, and we make you believe that you cannot achieve optimal health through a right system, but you can. So I hope I provided some information that might have changed a little bit your perspective in terms of your health and in what you can do. But the fact that you're here, I'm sure you're different than the average person. I'm sure you're motivated, and you can Google probably everything I told you. But knowledge is not enough. If knowledge were enough, we physicians would be the healthiest people in the world. And that's not the case. So if I have your permit, I would like to offer what I would or might be able to do for you. Would that be okay? Yes? All right. This is the way we do things. First of all, the best thing about our place is not me, but my team. There's no better team that they want to have. Committed people, and they're going to be with you till the end. We're going to order the correct tests, and everybody needs different tests. It's not one size fits all. We're going to try to see what caused your problem to be there, but we're not going to just mask the symptom and bring the cholesterol down. We're going to try to see what drives you there and where would you like to go. Not my agenda, my partner, my patient's agenda. And we're going to correct the dysfunction, not mask it up with the drugs. We're going to address the body as a whole. Again, not. And we're going to offer a system where you're not going to be on your own. And we're going to mentor your progress all along the way. We'll do it. We'll be there. I do believe that this is a way we're going to be doing medicine in the future. And we should start now, today. And I do hope, if not with me, please with anybody else, but I hope I was able to inspire you a little bit to move tonight. So, all right, we have some requirements. First of all, we only take A and B students. This guy is a C student. We don't take him. A students are, I have a problem, I want to change, tell me what I have to do, I'll do it. All right? B students are, I have a problem, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, but tell me, I'll do it. And C students is, whatever, give me the beer. So we do that. We don't take insurance because insurance have the habit of not paying for whatever works. Insurance obliges us to be in the assembly line, which is every year the reimbursement rate goes down. So the solution is to see more patients and more patients and more patients. And you cannot do good medicine 5 minutes at a time or 10 minutes at a time. Ours is a concierge service. If you need 1 hour a week, 10 minutes, everybody's different. We also ask you to fill out a questionnaire, and it's probably the most extensive questionnaire you ever filled in your life. Because before treating you, we would like to know about you. We would like to know what moves you. So it's close to 400 questions, right? So also, yes, sir. All right. Also, we're going to ask you to come with your significant other. You're going to be making an important decision. You know, if you're buying a house, if you're going to have heart surgery, you want your spouse, your significant other to be there. So that we're going to ask you to do that. We're going to structure the whole program into curriculums. And the reason why we do that is because once we get the money out of the way, then we can concentrate on your health. And two, we have single mothers, we have retirees. We want to make sure that anybody can do it. And finally, we want to destroy all the buts you might have, and I can guarantee you that time is not going to be an issue. We're going to make time. You're going to have time. And as I said, we'll do anything we can so money is not an issue to achieve health. And distance is not going to be an issue. There are patients from far away, and still we see them on a regular basis. We can Skype. That's not a problem. When I first saw this, I was skeptical. I said, yeah, right. When I saw Dr. Life, the guy I showed you before, I thought, yeah, right. Let me tell you, it is possible. You can achieve it. But it's not what you see, it's inside. It's what you can do. So, again, I hope I was able to inspire you to move and to seek for your optimal health. I thank you, and I hope you enjoy the dinner, and God bless you all, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.